Hey y'all, how you doing? Um, Hanging in. Really not doing too well. My sweet lovey, who had to have her spleen removed, the biopsy came back that it was a very aggressive form of cancer. And it's a very, very high probability that it's already spread to places that we don't know and probably can't remove. So if I get another 2, 3 months with my sweet love bug, I'll be lucky at this point. And that hurts so bad. This little girl's my heart and soul. And of course, I've talked to my ex, letting him know what's going on. I've talked to my boys. My boys are super, super supportive right now. And I don't know what I'd do without them all. But while I was talking to my youngest the other day, he was telling me about what was going on with his work. And one of his chiefs got some really bad news that his son had tried to commit suicide, and it got me thinking about my teenage years, because I think I was in 10th grade, maybe 11th. I also tried to kill myself. I was in cosmetology, and we used to use formaldehyde tablets to sterilize our utensils. And I filched a few from the bottle and I took them. And as you can tell, they didn't do it. They didn't kill me. But, I my mom, when she found out, she actually thought I was doing it for attention. And she was the main reason I was trying to kill myself, because I knew I was pretty well nothing in her eyes. And, dad was home, but he wasn't home because he was always working. And I don't know if he really knew everything that went on with my mom and me. But if he did, he didn't make it better. But, all this got me to thinking and wondering how my suicide attempt affected my parents, because they never said anything really. And of course, I'll never know because they're gone. But, I wonder how much pain that caused them. Because I know that deep down they both loved me. I mean, always knew my dad loved me. But mom was just very, very, very indifferent towards me. But I know deep down she did love me. And I just got to thinking, what would the impact have been if I had died? And it's not something I've ever thought about before, how my suicide attempt affected my parents. It wasn't the only time I tried, but it was the first time I tried. And, you know, it makes me think, how that affected everybody in my life, and makes me realize how selfish that was of me, causing that kind of hurt to the people around me. And there's nothing wrong with feeling that way, feeling like you want to leave this world. But we all have to fight and not let the world beat us. We have to just keep fighting, even when we really, really feel like giving up. And we really do have to remember how much our actions will affect those around us. If I had succeeded back then, my boys would not be in the world, my grandchildren would not be in the world. I wouldn't have been a good friend to those that have in my life. I wouldn't be able to support people when they need it. I as a 54-year-old right now, I know maybe I haven't changed the world, but I've helped make the world a better place. And I've helped others in times of need. And I have thoroughly blessed this world with my sons. The world is a better place with them in it. And I am extremely grateful that they are both stable in every way, mentally, physically, emotionally. They are well adjusted. And, if my parents were here today, I would so apologize to them for putting them through that. Even though at the time it made sense for me. But killing yourself is just not an option. Don't let anybody beat you down enough to where you think the world is better off without you, because it's not. And the future people that would meet you and that would be positively affected by your presence would miss out. And as teenagers, we don't think past what's going on in our own little world. We really don't think about anything other than that, how terrible it is to be, bullied, how being ridiculed by your crush or, made fun of, whatever. Those things are so important to us as children and teenagers. And, when we get to be adults, we realize that shit really didn't matter a fucking damn. But in the moments, we think it's the end all and be all of everything. But it's really not. And if you're struggling and you're having those kind of feelings and thoughts, please get help. Talk to someone. Maybe take a moment and make a list of the positives that you do have in your life, because I guarantee you there are more than one. And I guarantee you people would miss you. And, maybe if you're like me, as an adult, you're thinking about the times you tried to take your life, and maybe stop and think how that affected your loved ones, and let them know that maybe you're sorry for doing that. These are just my thoughts and opinions. They're probably not right, but I hope there's some wisdom into what I'm saying. And this is just my journey, not anybody else's. And all I can say is, for over 30 years, I never once thought how my suicide would affect my parents. Never once. And that's pretty humbling. As wise as I think I am, I got a long fucking way to go. And, we can't grow without thinking about these kinds of things. You can't be better if you don't acknowledge your mistakes. I just wish I could tell my parents that I'm sorry. I'm sorry for causing that kind of pain and sorrow. So, all right, well, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to get comfortable, snuggle into the covers, and let my baby snuggle with me. Because right now, that's the only thing I care about, is keeping her comfortable and letting her spend all the time she wants with me. So, if you watch this, I thank you very much. I do. I hope you find maybe just a little bit of value in my thoughts and words today. And hopefully, maybe come away with a little bit of positivity that you didn't have earlier. And I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. Bye.